but only after he solved this case. Back at home, the couple had a fight. Chae-sang said he was tired of this kind of life. Sion was very upset and didn't expect him to say such things. The next day, everyone went to the crime scene to investigate, but they suddenly received news that a prosecutor was holding a press conference to announce the case. Returning to the office, they found Chae-sang standing on the podium, promising to find the perpetrator. Sion then scolded him for revealing the victim's family's identity without any leads. He said he would use the media as a strategy to gather intelligence. From there, they would have more leads. Receiving intelligence from an old lady, they went to question her. She told them that she had seen 3 black cars entering the construction site that night, taking a girl with them. She followed them out of curiosity and saw them brutally attacking the girl. She even saw the chairman standing there. They wanted to check the surveillance footage, but she said there wasn't any. Reporting back to Chae-sang, they were told to fake an investigation, which angered Sion. The couple took their daughter to an amusement park and sat outside to talk. Sion asked him why he had changed, becoming a wicked person with irresponsible talk and choosing the wrong path. Chae-sang said that a man's responsibility to his family weighed heavily on him. He also said, "What would you do if you were alone later?" Sion thought he would leave her and their daughter. Their daughter accidentally overheard this, thinking her father was leaving her and her mother, and started crying and throwing a tantrum. Chae-sang panicked and quickly carried his daughter away in front of everyone. The next day, they went to the chairman's company to investigate a hit-and-run accident that was connected to him. He intentionally mentioned the case of Sion's brother from years ago, which annoyed her. However, the team leader beside her held her back. He didn't forget to taunt the chairman, promising that he would make the perpetrator kneel down and apologize. The scene shifted to everyone sitting in the office when some people who were called supervisors came in and said someone had reported Sion. They were there to investigate the relationship between Seon and her brother Suo. The boss was only now learning about their relationship and reproached Chae-sang and the team leader for hiding it from him for so many years. He said that Sion would be temporarily suspended until the investigation was over. She could also be accused of intentionally obstructing the investigation by providing false testimony. Chae-sang called the lawyer and told Ken not to touch his wife. He then started a battle with the lawyer. He sent someone to steal the memory card from the chairman's car to use as evidence in the investigation. But when they watched the video, they didn't find the victim, but another girl. At the same time, the team leader returned and brought the evidence he had gathered, confirming the information about the suspect. But when they got to his house, no one was there. They also found bottles of medicine that were similar to the evidence collected in Sion's brother's case years ago. Chae-sang held the bottle of medicine in his hand and remembered that Sion had also brought him a similar bottle and asked him to investigate the user. However, since the investigation had been publicly concluded, he lied to her and said no one used the medicine, which disappointed her immensely. Back at the office, they heard Se-on talking to her subordinate in the room. They went in to see, and she told them she had found a new lead. After reviewing the video that had gone viral online, she noticed a problem with the camera angle and decided to analyze it. Chae-sang, after listening, realized that the victim's sister had epilepsy. They also realized that she was the one who filmed the video, so they decided to find her first. When they arrived at the house, they didn't find the sister. The mother was surprised and realized that the suspect was her daughter's close uncle. She also said that after the incident, many people had sent donations to her family, and her daughter was always the one managing them. From this, they confirmed that the suspect was using her daughter to get his hands on the money. They also found a bottle of sedatives similar to the one found on the victim. They thought that the next victim would be the sister because the suspect had achieved his goal. Sion guessed that the suspect would carry out his plan at the construction site, so everyone went there. While looking for him, they suddenly encountered him and chased after him. Realizing he was surrounded, he said some very strange things and then jumped off the construction site, dying instantly. Everyone was shocked, and the beautiful girl was killed by him. After receiving her child's body, the mother cried in front of the reporters. Suddenly, Sion noticed that the mother's shirt was on backwards. Before, when they had met, she wasn't wearing it like that. Back at the prosecutor's office, everyone met and discussed their findings about the mother. All suspicions shifted to her. The young employee showed everyone the malicious comments on social media from an account that always called the mother a fake and said she had pretended to be a nurse to manipulate many children. At first, the boss didn't want to investigate because the leads were unclear, but after hearing everyone's deductions, he agreed to continue investigating the mother. That night, Sion couldn't sleep and said she was always thinking about the case of her brother from years ago, and there was no way to investigate it. Chae-sang comforted her, saying she didn't need to be strong. Hearing these words, Sang and hugged Chae-sang and cried. The next day, Chae-sang was invited to a private meeting with the lawyer and the chairman at the office. They wanted him to join their side and offered him 90% of the company's shares and commission. Chae-sang asked what would happen if he refused. The chairman began to threaten him, saying he would make his daughter watch as he arrested her father. While thinking about the chairman's words, Chae-sang received a phone call informing him that they had found the person who made the malicious comments online about the mother. After finding that person, they heard that the mother had always been very dedicated to her work. She always used her mouth to suction out the children's noses to help them breathe. However, after that, the children all died for unknown reasons. There was also a time when she was seen in the bathroom learning how to cry. After the hospital received a report, they wanted to cover it up and fired her. Everyone then sat down to analyze the clues they had gathered. They discovered that she bought a lot of baby formula, but there were no children at the orphanage where she worked, except for the one child she was taking care of. The girl had a condition that required her to limit her contact with dairy products. Jae-sing also guessed that her next target was the little girl she was taking care of. Not only that, she also went live on social media, pretending to cry to gain sympathy from people. The scene shifted to her house. She had just finished her live stream when she took out the milk and tried to force feed it to the little girl, who was terrified. Then, she ran outside, screaming and attracting attention, crying and saying she wouldn't live if anything happened to the girl. At the same time, reporters from the TV station arrived with their cameras and said that she knew the girl couldn't have anything related to milk, but still gave her milk from the store. Everyone around realized that she was doing this intentionally. Police cars arrived soon after. She stood up, her face filled with fear and confusion. She stopped crying and screaming. She received an arrest warrant from the prosecutor's office but tried to defend herself. The police then showed her a video. It turned out that the hacker at the police station had hacked into her computer and turned on the live streaming function. All her actions with her daughter were recorded and became evidence against her. Back in the interrogation room, Chae-sang repeatedly criticized her, making her go crazy. The next morning, Chae-sang received a call from the lawyer about the chairman's previous proposal and said he would wait for his decision by 5 p.m. After thinking about the chairman's threats, Chae-sang made his decision. At the police station, the female offender was eating her meal, feeling uncomfortable because of the handcuffs. A police officer removed them for her. After seeing the officer put his gun back in the drawer and turn around, she seized the opportunity and took the gun when no one was looking. She took a hostage to escape the police station. After getting outside, she captured Sion's daughter. She then called Chae-san, threatening him and saying she would deal with the girl in half an hour, leaving him unable to forget her. After determining the location where she would commit the crime, the prosecution team and the police drove there. When they arrived, they saw her about to kill Sion's daughter. Chae-sang distracted her and signaled the team leader and his team to shoot the table leg, causing her to miss. As she swung her hammer up, Sion punched her in the mouth. She was then arrested, and Sion's daughter was rescued. After surviving the danger, Chae-sang spent more time with his family, playing with his daughter. While in the bathroom at work, he overheard his two subordinates talking. He learned that the reason why the chairman wasn't bothering him was because the team leader had stopped him. While standing in his office, lost in thought about what he had heard, his subordinate barged into the room, startling him. She said that some officers who were on duty had been stabbed and hospitalized. Remembering that Sion was also on duty, he rushed to see how she was. He ran to her hospital room and saw Sion in bed. Chae-sung cried in pain. While he was emotional, he noticed Sion snoring. When she woke up, she said she wasn't injured. It was the team leader who had been hurt. He had protected her from a knife during a fight with a criminal. Seeing them laughing and talking happily, Chae-sang felt incredibly uncomfortable. At the radio station, the chairman